A recent report from San Diego's Environmental Services found overall the city is recycling 68% of its refuse, but residential neighborhoods average just 24% in recycling trash and green waste. Here with more on why some places are doing better than others and what needs to happen to improve recycling efforts are my guest, recycling specialist Andrea Altman, and Ken Prue, program manager for the city's recycling program. Welcome. Ken, how often do you survey recycling efforts here in the city, and how do you measure who's recycling what?
Oh, okay. We look at, for the single-family homes, we're starting to look quarterly at their recycling performance, and so we look at basically what goes into the landfill versus what gets recycled either in the blue bin or if they have greenery service. And then we also do a bigger picture shot where we look at all the waste disposed by all the generators within the city, and we just completed a study that the last one we did was about 12 years ago. And it gives us way more information than most people would want to, all the details about 90 categories of the types of trash that they're, different items people are generating.
Is that done by, do you actually separate it out? Is it done by weight? And is green waste included?
Yes. Yeah, when we look at the overall recycling rate, or whether it's the residential or overall, we do look at all the, reflective of all the material that would be generated, so including greenery.
Okay, so it does go by, it goes by the everything and then by weight as well. Andrea, according to this report, which neighborhoods recycled the best and which ones the worst?
Some of our highest performing communities are the wooded area in Point Loma, La Playa, and Sunset Cliffs. They were about 45% to 42%. And then when you look at some of our lowest performing communities, everyone from the Midway District at 1% to Logan Heights and Cortez at 5%. So there's definitely a large range with recycling rates.
And I understand the disparity is quite large. Some places that you were mentioning were recycling 45% of the refuse, but others down to 1%. What do you think are some of the factors behind this disparity?
I think there's so many different variables. It matters with demographics. Also, you might be in a community where you decide to take your containers, such as your CRV containers, back to a buyback center to collect money. You also might be in a community that doesn't have greens collection. Some of our lowest performing communities did not have greens collection, which counts towards your recycling rate.
Yeah, I understand there's 33 communities that still don't have green yard waste, and we'll get back to that as far as for the bins. But could scavenging also be a part of why maybe you may put it into your bin and then somebody else comes and takes it so they can get the refund?
Scavenging is definitely a factor in some communities. We do have code enforcement officers which do enforce our scavenging ordinance. So that's definitely one variable.
So there's all sorts of variables. Ken, let's get back to those green waste bins. So 33 communities in San Diego don't have them. Is there a plan to get those to those communities?
Yes, it's definitely something we'd like to do, and as part of our upcoming zero waste plan, we've already heard from the stakeholders that would really like to have, one, the greenery service, because many of the homes have manual service, but then ultimately we would love to have the residents have green carts and have weekly service and potentially even add food waste to the mix.
Well, and Andrea, I know, so that's one portion of it, but another, what I've heard, which actually has happened at my place where I live, people run out of room because the blue bins are only picked up every other week. Is there any plans to have it picked up weekly?
We get a lot of feedback for weekly collection. We are working on a zero waste plan, and so as part of our stakeholder process, those ideas might be brought forward with weekly collection. And again, the stakeholders range from everyone from businesses to nonprofits and your everyday citizens. So if you're bringing those ideas, it's definitely something that we would look at.
And as you mentioned, you can actually get a second bin if you need to for free if you're in the city.
Right, you can get up to 3 free blue recycling bins if you're serviced by the city. It's a $25 delivery fee, or you can go pick it up and waive the delivery fee at Miramar Place.
Okay, and Ken, does the city earn a profit on this? I know you get revenue back. Is there an actual profit, and what happens to that money?
Well, we get revenue from the sale of the commodities in the blue bin, your paper, your bottles, your cans, and all those materials. And that revenue helps offset the collection costs. So it's not that we sell that material and cover all of our collection costs and make a profit from it, but it's much less expensive to collect the material in the blue bin and take it to a recycling center where we get paid for the commodity as opposed to delivering it to the landfill and paying to bury it in the landfill.
Okay, I know California state law requires that an overall recycling rate of 75%. That's the goal anyway by 2020. What is the city doing, Ken, to achieve that goal?
We've done a wide range of recycling programs, but to get from the 68% where we are up to at least the 75%, we just recently passed, the City Council passed a zero waste objective showing a commitment from the mayor and the council to put forward and develop a zero waste plan, which then we can use in decisions to develop the programs to increase that recycling rate.
Well, we have a lot more information about this on our website. Also, we have links on, you can see how your neighborhood is doing on recycling at kpbs.org. Andrea Altman and Ken Prue, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much.